Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we have The Paradox by Skullpanda. Here's a short description from Instagram. Explore the contradictions we all hold within, from having external echoes communicating with internal dialogues, or spinning a cocoon only to be a butterfly trapped in it. Behind muted tones and calm expressions lie raw unspoken truths. Which expressions speak to you? Here is the box. The color palette's really similar to the Warmth series, which was released I think about 2 or 3 years ago. It's been really long since that series came out, but I think for this series there are a little bit more blues and purples used compared to the Warmth. We have 12 basic designs and 1 secret. They all come in pairs, which is really similar to how Chaka worked, and even the secret's kind of like a similar theme. It's a pair of Skullpandas, which is similar to the Chaka secret as well. Hoping we get the secret today. Would be great to see in person, but I think having the full basic set's not too bad as well, since they all come in pairs, so I really want to see how each pair complements each other. And the designs in this series are stunning. I don't have a super favorite or a super not favorite, so yes, looking forward to seeing all the designs in person in a while. Here we go, box number 1. We are back to this darker foil. I think for the plush series it was a lighter color. Figure number 1 is the Hold. Oh wow, this one is beautiful. Okay, plus points because Skullpanda is closing her eyes, but look at the color use. Very pastel, which is my favorite type of color palette, and therefore the whole series really appeals to me. For this particular design, she has a really rough finishing. It's not your typical like PVC material, kind of smooth and nice touch to it. It's a little bit rough, which I think is pretty cool. It's almost like a 180 from the Warmth. The Warmth was a full-on like porcelainy, shiny sort of finishing, but this one's more matte to the touch. So yes, it's really nice. So for this design, she looks like she is falling from a height and kind of like accepting her fate. But I love her hair. It's really dynamic. And there's a lot going on actually in this design. She looks like she's in a flower actually, and there's some plants growing out from her feet. What do you guys think about this one? This one's pretty heavy, and she comes with this really huge pack of silica gel. So I hope this helps you to find this design if you want this one. But yes, love the color use, and look at the detail of her eyelashes. It's like a little bit of gray and white. Love the accents. This one's pretty. I really like this one. Let me know if this is your favorite. And that is figure number 1. Box number 2. This box is very light. I think it's one of the smaller ones, maybe? Like, maybe this one? It's so strange. They wrapped the foil in this. I thought they would usually wrap this around the figure, but that's very interesting. Figure number 2 is the internal dialogue. Alright, I can see why this one's really light. There isn't as much going on compared to the previous one, but look at this cool spherical thing behind. I think it tells a story, or at least it means something, and her pair is called the external echoes or something like that, so we will see it in a while. But this is the blue version. I think the pair that matches with this design is pinkish, so that would be a really nice complement to each other. This one's kind of plain, one of the more plainer designs, but look at the back. There is half an eye. That's really cool, so I can't wait to see the pair that matches with it. Probably has the second half of the eye on the other side. And for this design, she has that rough finishing again, so I think it runs throughout the series. What do you guys think about this one? Very ethereal vibe, but not really my favorite. I think I prefer more complicated looking designs, and this one's just a little bit too plain for my liking. But let me know if this is your favorite, and that is figure number 2. Box number 3. This one is back to pretty heavy. Figure number 3 is Spin a Cocoon. Oh wow, this one is so pretty! Okay, upon closer inspection, all of their finishing has a little bit of sparkle, like all around the figure, which makes her look very, very sparkly, very cute. I love these sort of small, tiny details that make figures look so much nicer. And I'm just realizing that a lot of the designs in this series are closed-eyed. The past 3 that we unboxed are all closing their eyes, so yes, I think that's a pretty interesting choice made by the designer. I do agree that SP looks prettier with her eyes closed, but I do appreciate more open-eyed designs, so hoping to see more in the later unboxings. Anyway, back to this design. Very beautiful. We have this really cool looking thing that's wrapping around Skullpanda, and she has 2 butterflies. And look at her helmet. I love the details. There's a lot of carvings and stuff on it. As per her name, she is spinning a cocoon, so that might explain the butterflies around her. And maybe she's trying to transform into a butterfly herself since she is spinning the cocoon. What do you guys think about this one? I love the pastel colors in this series, so all the designs in general look pretty good to me. Let me know if this is your favorite, and that is figure number 3. Box number 4. This box is kind of light. Could it be the other one, you know, the other sitting down one? Actually, a lot of them are sitting down. I meant the pair for the second one that we opened. Figure number 4 is Flying High. We have yet to unbox like a complete pair so far. This one belongs to another pair, but look at her. She finally opened her eyes. And this design looks so complicated. Love it so much. And once again, it's that rough finishing. So I believe that all the designs in this series are going to be this matte sort of finish with a lot of sparkles. Very beautiful. Alright, she is flying high, so I think the pair that she is with is the one that's like sinking down, which sort of reminds me of Chaka. I think Chaka had a similar pair with the same theme. One was like featherlight and one was like sinking down, that dark blue design. So yes, very similar inspiration across these 2 series. But back to this design, very sophisticated. She looks like she's wearing lots of, what are these, feathers? I think they're supposed to be feathers since she's called Flying High, right? So I think maybe a little bit of bird elements are incorporated into this design. What do you guys think about this one? I wouldn't say this is my absolute favorite. I think the color used is a little bit dull. As you can see, there's a lot of dust pink being used, but her face is really pale and her helmet details are really well done, so I have to give that to her, plus points for that. But let me know if this one is the one you like, and that is figure number 4. Box number 5. I lowered the brightness of my video because this series is really pale and light. So I'm hoping that it is a little bit more comfortable to the eye. Figure number 5 is The Bond. We finally have a pair, the bond and the hold. What do you guys think about both of them? They have very similar elements. Look at this silky thing that's kind of floating against gravity. And one is open eye, one is closed eye. So yes, very complementing of each other. And they have very similar stands, just different color. And they are both sort of propped up in this thing at the bottom, so they are pretty matchy in that sense. And one is like a pink theme, one is a more purplish blue theme, so yes. Alright, back to the actual figure. So this one is called the bond. Maybe she is reaching out her hand, trying to look for a bond around her. And really thin and tall figure, actually. In terms of eye makeup, she is kind of creepy. And she has a lot of makeup under her eyes, which is kind of weird in my opinion. She looks like she has dark eye circles, but I think not too bad. In terms of the pair, I prefer the hold more than the bond, so yes. But when you put both of them together, they look stunning. Focus, there we go, looking stunning. Let me know what you guys think about this one, and that is figure number 5. Box number 6. This one is pretty light. They wrap the foil in this again, so I think it's the pair for, what's that one called? Yes, it's probably the pair for the internal dialogue. I think it's called the external echoes. Figure number 6 is the external echoes. I was right, so this is the pair for the internal dialogue. Oh, when you put both of them together, they look beautiful. So here is a comparison of both of them. Oh, they are both the same design, just different color. And this one doesn't have the second half of the eye, but instead it's this jagged looking thing at the side. But if you look at the internal dialogue over here, she has like half an eye behind. It would have been pretty cool if the second half of the eye was on the other design, but I guess the designer wanted to go for a different theme. This one's not too bad, and I like the colors. It's dark pink, but I think it is a better color choice than the previous one that we opened. So yes, not too bad, but I think this design is pretty plain. Not to say my super favorite, I really prefer more sophisticated looking designs. And she is actually looking up. You can see her body language, while the internal dialogue sort of looking down, sort of like talking to herself, therefore internal dialogue. And external echoes is perhaps looking for a voice. What do you guys think about this one? I think in terms of the whole theme and stuff, it's pretty cool, but I think the design can be a little bit more sophisticated and complicated, and it would be much nicer in my opinion. Alright, that is figure number 6. Box number 7. All these boxes are really light. They are definitely not the secret. I haven't opened a secret in ages. Please give me one. Figure number 7 is being a butterfly. We have the pair for spin a cocoon. Wow. Okay, so one is like sitting down and one is completely just upright. So yes, very cool. And this is probably my most favorite pair. I love the designs for both of them. I think they're pretty meaningful and love the butterfly theme. Alright, let us take a closer look at this one. She has a lot of butterflies around her. Look at this one on the side, one behind, two behind, and she has a few metallic ones inside. That's so cool. But her outfit sort of looks like a cage, so I don't know if it's supposed to mean something, like alluding to freedom, unattainable freedom, or something like that. but this design's pretty light. I think the box was pretty chunky, but it's a light type of chunky, so if you're looking for this one, just pick out a light chunky box. And Spin a Cocoon's actually really heavy, so yes, hope that helps you find this pair. But I really like this design. This one is very well done, and look at all these dripping water effect. Even her base is really cool. I really like this one, in contention for first place, but so far this pair is definitely number one out of everything else. Let me know if this is your favorite, and that is figure number 7. Box number 8, we have a heavy one. Pretty heavy. Figure number 8 is diving in. We have yet another pair. This one is diving in and this one is flying high. Do you guys see the resemblance? It is so similar to Chaka's one. This one's like feather light and this one's going down to the ocean. But Skullpanda's designs are much nicer in my opinion. Look at the amount of details in this one. So starting from her feet, look at all these fishes, school of fishes surrounding her, and there are water splashes around, and even this really nice translucent leg. And she's sort of like separated into 2 different worlds. So I think above this plate is like the ocean, and maybe she is in some other dimension underneath it. But yes, this one is very cool. I love the color use. Lovely, lovely blue. And beautiful hair. We have that rough finishing all over again, so yes, that runs throughout the series. Let me know what you guys think about this one, and that is figure number 8. Box number 9. Figure number 9 is the asymmetrical balance. Okay, so this one is a new pair. We haven't unboxed the cyclical path yet. That one is the pair for this design. And wow, I think this one is pretty popular. It is giving me Libra vibes because of this scale in the middle. Look at this ring of birds. Yes, birds. This ring of birds is beautiful. Lovely, lovely design. And Skullpanda has transformed into this I don't even know what she's supposed to be, but she is on this magical crystal ball looking thing. Really awesome purple and a lovely dress, but she is hollow in the middle, which is kind of concerning. But love the helmet design. Look at how beautiful it is. And I think the selling point is definitely the skill in front and the ring of birds around her head. This is definitely one of the popular ones, and probably going to be one of my favorites. Let me know if this one is your favorite, and that is figure number 9. Box number 10. We are almost there. Figure number 10 is the cyclical path. Alright, great. We have back to back. Where is she? Here she is. There we go. These are a pair. Really stunning. And this one's pretty cool. She's sort of able to spin around her stand since she's not fixed in place. Yeah, so this one's a pretty cool design. And the Skullpanda inside is tiny. Look at how small she is. So adorable. I don't really know how this one would match with the asymmetrical balance, and this one's just like a cyclical path, but I think in Chinese it's called 自转的迷宫, which means a self-turning maze. So I don't really know how that relates to asymmetrical balance on the right here, but I think it's pretty cool. These two designs, they are unique in themselves, and this is the first time I see such like a design in any Skullpanda series, so yes, it's really refreshing. What do you guys think about this one? This box was surprisingly light. Yeah, it looked like it would be a heavy box, but it wasn't super heavy. So yes, if you're looking for this one, just look for a mid-weight box. Alright, that is figure number 10. Box number 11. We are missing these 2 pairs. over here. So yes, probably going to be one of them. It feels really light, so I don't think it's a secret. Figure number 11 is out of the mud. I don't have a very strong impression of this design. Probably didn't really catch my eye when I first saw the concept photos, but I think the theme is pretty cool. She is coming out of the mud and holding a plant, so it sort of is giving like a never give up vibe, which is really nice, very heartwarming. And look at how awesome the design is. Half of her helmet is sort of inside the mud, and the other half is really nice and clean. Her earballs here is metallic, while this one looks like it's stained in mud. And look at her body, all the mud flowing down, but her face is facing upwards, so that gives off really positive energy and positive outlook on life. That is how I would interpret this design. Really lovely. It is a pretty plain design, but I think the plus point for me is definitely this plant that she's holding. I love the purple that they used. Let me know if this one is your favorite, and that is figure number 11. Box number 12, last box. It should be the jewel cage. Figure number 12 is the jewel cage. Our very last figure, which happens to be a pair back to back. Where is this? Yes. This one is out of the mud, this one is jewel cage. I don't know how both of them relate to each other, but yes, they look pretty cool. Obviously, the mud one is a little bit plainer than the jewel cage one. And look at the detail. There's a lot of plants growing around her helmet, and it has little cracks behind. And she is amongst some jewels. Actually, these look like stalagmites. Yeah, almost like stalagmites, but we do know they are supposed to be jewels, kind of like jewel towers, the ones that you buy at crystal shops. And she has a ring of plants at the bottom as well, and she looks somewhat like she's stepping on a crown or inside a crown, but we know that it's a cage, so therefore the jewels are surrounding her. And she has her eyes closed here again, and I love the curtain bangs. The hair design is very beautiful. What do you guys think about this one? I think it's not too bad. And honestly, it's giving me a little bit of mermaid vibes. I think because of the colors. Let me know what you guys think about this one. And that is our very last figure. Here is a look at all the designs together. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite and whether you will be trying for some of the designs in this series. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye bye!